This whole month we've been focusing on future refuge, this practice where we began by envisioning ourselves from the future, this future version of ourselves, and imagining what that version of us would feel and be like so that we can use that as our North Star. And when we envisioned that, we then spoke about what are the certain obstacles that arose or can arise towards us even believing we can become that person, that it's completely achievable or attainable. And so there are certain things that might come up when that happens, like either limiting beliefs of like, I'm not enough, or that's not possible, or I'm too much like this, or I'm stuck this way. We always often think that the way that our mind functions or the way we see or experience ourselves is just the way it is, right? And this practice asks us to release some of those beliefs and really trust in this vision that we are able to imagine of ourselves being the fullest expression of our being. And today we're going to focus the practice on becoming limitless. And when we think about that, at least for me, when I first entertained the idea, it's almost like, what does that even look like to become limitless? And the idea is to imagine, what would it feel like to be unshakable throughout your life as you're moving through your world, where during any chaotic moments, any hard moments, you were feeling rooted, grounded, you were able to step into love and compassion and be kind either to yourself or with other people. And so what does that look like for each of us? It's going to be a little bit different. And in order to get there, what are the steps that we have to take? And they're going to be different for everyone because we all have different obstacles or different things that we would like to achieve. And so our path is going to look slightly different, right? And so in Future Refuge, we're using the result as the path. So this North Star, if this version of me that I see is kind, is confident, is full of knowledge and wisdom. In order for me to get there, I'm going to hold that vision of myself. But in order for me to get there, what do I need to do in my life so that I can arrive, right? And so in this practice, which is based on Tibetan Buddhist philosophy, everything we think, say, and do, and I know many of you have heard me say this before, but it's truly like the root and the cause of it all. It's like everything we think, say, and do produces a result. The first law of karma is like produces like. So if I plant an apple seed, I will get an apple tree. Karma grows. And if I planted a seed, I must get a result. And if I don't see a result, then I haven't planted the seed, right? And so thinking about the goal, this version of me that I'm holding, or this version of you that you're holding in your mind's eye, what are the things in order for you to become limitless, unshakable, whatever that means for you? And it could mean being more patient in your life. It could mean, being more grounded and present with those around you. It's going to be slightly different. Like, we're going to think about that today. And then we're going to decide, what are some steps that I can take, right? That we can take in our lives through our speech, our thoughts, and our actions, so that we begin to create this version of ourselves each day. And so that's what we're going to be practicing today. It's actually sounds so simple, but it's one of the hardest things to do because our old habits and patterns, they come in. And so that is like the challenge. It's also being aware of and we talked about this in the last class, what are some of limiting beliefs or obstacles that can arise? And sometimes it's just like laziness or like the belief that I'm comfortable here, so I'm just gonna stay. And like maybe I'll do it tomorrow. The procrastination comes in, all these things arise. And so when we wake up, there's a practice. When we wake up in the morning, before we get out of bed or before we open our eyes, we kind of connect with that North Star vision of ourselves. And like we decide before, when we open our eyes, we're going to be that person. And you open your eyes and you're like, okay, I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk as them. I'm going to speak as them and listen as them so that we can become them. That's essentially the practice of future refuge. It's like embodying a different identity so that we can become that identity. So who are we when we peel away the layers of, Stacy, of what I think Stacy, who I think Stacy is, all the labels of like, I was born here, I do this for a living, I've done that. Like, who's Stacy without any of those things? Who's Christine or Beatrice? And we're so much more than the conditioning that we have placed on ourselves throughout our lives. Our essence is actually pure limitless joy, and our capacity is that of full potential. And so releasing those labels, these identities that we've formed for ourselves, helps to create this expansive potential and possibility for who we can step into each moment and each day of our lives. So we're going to work on that today. And I thought we could start the practice by giving ourselves a little self-massage, but we'll begin by just loosening some of the tension in the neck. I know it's morning time for most of us. So you can just allow the chin to lower down to your chest. And then slowly begin to make a circle. Either direction is fine. Just ironing out any kinks in the neck area, moving as slowly as you'd like. You can begin to move in a different direction if that feels comfortable for you. And then slowly, on your own time, just begin massaging your body. We often wait for us to go to the massage place or get a massage from someone, but we have our own healing hands that we can place on our body, and it's actually very, very powerful and soothing. So massaging along the shoulders, along the arms, just waking up the body, waking up the muscles, and really just saying hi and hello to our own bodies, and caring for ourselves just by placing a gentle touch, allowing the blood flow to begin to circulate, wake up the system so that we can really arrive and be present in our day today. And whenever that is complete for you, you can just allow the hands to fall on your lap, allow the eyes to lower, and then begin to tune into your seat and your posture. And taking a shape that feels comfortable for you and conducive to meditation. Most important thing is that you're nice and comfortable, and that your spine is nice and elongated. So inviting a sense of dignity in the spine, and allowing all of the muscles in the body to release. Imagining that with each exhale, every point of tension or holding begins to fall away. You can imagine sending any feelings of tightness Any moments that you sense uncomfortability, sending that down into the earth with each exhale. And imagining this golden thread of light emerging from the earth, traveling up through the base of your seat, up through the spine, right in front of it, reaching up until it passes your throat and begins to extend out through your crown. And so right here, just beginning to notice what you're in relationship to in your body today. Both your physical body, your emotional body. So maybe asking yourself, how am I really today? And just observing that. Becoming the witness, really holding yourself without any judgment or need to fix. And now begin to connect to the physical sensation of your breath. Just noticing the breathing body. And with that breath entering your body, bringing in this beautiful life force energy, begin to think about your motivation for practicing. And allow this motivation to begin to let you imagine what a world would look like where every single person has achieved their ultimate goal, their full expression. They are in optimal health. Everyone around you has everything that they need. You included. Everyone on the planet is thriving. Everything moves in harmony. Even the earth itself is completely purified, fertile, abundant. And so as you begin to imagine this perfect world, this paradise, imagine the present version of you sitting knee to knee in this environment with this future version of you that is limitless, that is unshakable. Begin to take in certain qualities that you see in them. The physical qualities that have manifested through them using their speech, their thoughts, and their actions to become confident, present, patient, and loving. What are the qualities that you see in them that make them limitless? And so once you have a clear vision of this future version of yourself, this version of you that is the fullest expression of your being, present them with an offering. It can be a small object or a flower. And see them receive it with love, trusting that they're so happy to be there with you, that they want to connect with you. And share with them any remaining obstacles or limiting beliefs that have arisen in you achieving this version of yourself that you see. What's the one thing that if it were to shift, you would experience a little bit more ease or relief? That would allow you to step into your power. Remembering that there's nothing about you or your mind that is fixed, that it's actually malleable, and that everything is up for transformation. And so to support this release of certain obstacles, begin to think about certain actions that you can take to plant seeds to get closer to the version of you that you'd like to experience. What are the ways of thinking? What kind of thoughts would help achieve this state? Which words would they speak? And how would they move through their world? And so, looking at them, make a promise, this sort of pact with this future you, that you'll begin today trust in the belief that you can achieve this version of yourself. And so make this promise with this future version of yourself that you'll do and say and think the thoughts that will allow you to become the future you that you see in front of you. And ask this future version of yourself to stay with you and see them slowly rise up to come facing in the same direction. Slowly beginning to get smaller and smaller as they make their way to come hovering on top of your crown. Until they become this beautiful orb of light, golden and bright, luminous. And slowly they begin to descend into your crown, into your central channel, right in front of the spine, descending past your throat, illuminating every part of you until they come to take their seat at the center of your heart. And all of the qualities of wisdom, confidence, whatever you saw in them, begin to ripple throughout your whole body. Beginning to release that visualization and slowly beginning to take some deeper intentional breaths, bringing yourself back into your body, feeling the earth supporting you. And before opening your eyes, decide who you want to be today, how you want to speak, and the actions that you want to take today. And once you have that firm in your being, you can allow the eyes to open. Thanks, everyone. So I hope everyone had a good practice this morning. And